Welcome to Previously On, a podcast series created to help you through some of the most complex yet brilliant television ever made. Game of Thrones Season 4, Episode 2, The Lion and the Rose. Roose Bolton arrives at the Dreadfort, the ancestral castle of House Bolton, where Ramsay is holding Theon with his new wife Walder, one of Walder Frey's granddaughters. Ramsay's torture broke Theon's spirit so much he's now Ramsay's servant and has been renamed Reek. Roose scolds Ramsay for castrating Theon, as Roose planned to trade him to the Greyjoys in exchange for an important fortification, Moat Cailin. To demonstrate his control over Theon, Ramsay gives him a razor, and Theon obediently shaves him, despite Ramsay revealing that Roose killed Robb Stark. Theon confesses he didn't kill Bran and Rickon after all, so Roose orders Locke to find and kill them, suspecting they may have joined Jon Snow at Castle Black. He also commands Ramsay and Theon to retake Moat Cailin, suggesting that he will legitimise Ramsay as his true son if he succeeds. In King's Landing, Jaime feels weakened by the loss of his right hand and worries that people will learn he can't fight as well with his left, so Tyrion gets Bronn to teach Jaime to fight southpaw. Varys tells Tyrion he was seen meeting Shae and that the news will soon reach Tywin. Cersei proves his point. At their wedding breakfast, Margaery's father, Mace Tyrell, gives them a golden wedding cup, which Joffrey receives pretty graciously by his standards. Tyrion gives them a copy of The Lives of Four Kings, a book about the Targaryen dynasty that is considered essential reading for all rulers. Joffrey's less enthused by this gift. Finally, Tywin gives his grandson the second of the two Valyrian steel swords he had made from ice, Ned Stark's sword. Joffrey's delighted and uses the sword to cut Tyrion's gift in half, naming the blade Widow's Wail. Tyrion tries unsuccessfully to convince Shae to leave for her own safety. Realising he must hurt her feelings to save her life, he lies to her, saying he could never really love a whore. Bronn is asked to take a heartbroken Shae to a Pentos-bound ship. On the beach at Dragonstone, Melisandre burns 3 people at the stake as a sacrifice. One of the men is Axel Florent, Stannis' brother-in-law. Axel begs his sister, Stannis' wife Selyse, to spare him, but she's such a devout follower of the Lord of the Light, she ignores him. At dinner that night, Stannis and Selyse argue about their daughter Shireen, whose face is scarred by grayscale. Grayscale not only disfigures its sufferers, it's almost always fatal, but Shireen is the only known survivor of the disease. Selyse believes her daughter's ailment was a punishment from the Lord of the Light for being stubborn and wants to beat her. Stannis refuses to let this happen, but allows Melisandre to visit her. Beyond the wall, Bran wargs into his direwolf summer and kills a doe. After Meera wakes him, Jojen warns Bran that it's dangerous to spend too much time inside the animals, as he risks forgetting what it's like to be human. They stop at a weirwood, and Bran has a vision of the three-eyed raven, as well as images of the Red Keep covered in snow, his fall at Winterfell, and dragons flying over Westeros. A voice tells Bran to look for me beneath the tree, north. Back in King's Landing, Joffrey and Margaery are finally married. At the wedding celebrations, Bronn confirms to Tyrion that Shae boarded the ship to Pentos and advises Tyrion to drown his sorrows. Olenna gives Sansa her condolences for the deaths of Catelyn and Robb, saying it's especially awful to murder someone at a wedding. Elsewhere, tensions also run high, particularly between Cersei and Brienne, and also Oberyn regarding his sister's rape and murder, noting that Cersei's daughter Myrcella currently resides in his hometown of Dorne. Joffrey is in full Machiavellian Pratt mode and announces a play about the War of the Five Kings, with the rulers played by dwarves. Sansa's upset by their depiction of Robb's murder, and Loras leaves in anger at the homophobic portrayal of Renly. Tyrion then insults Joffrey and the king demands his uncle act as his cupbearer. Sansa hands Tyrion Joffrey's golden cup and he pours some wine. As Joffrey eats the traditional wedding pie, he downs the wine and begins to choke. Jaime and Cersei run to Joffrey's side as he collapses and vomits. As Joffrey convulses, the full Ser Dontos approaches Sansa and tells her to follow him if she wants to live. In news that will upset hardly anyone, Joffrey dies in his mother's arms, and Cersei commands the King's Guard to arrest Tyrion for Joffrey's murder. Thanks for listening. Hope it's been helpful. Listen, if you've enjoyed this, I would love it if you subscribed. We've got loads more shows where this came from, and we'd love you to join us for them. If you know someone who needs to get up to speed with Thrones, just send them our way. A 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts from would also be absolutely fantastic. If you've got any feedback, have I pronounced a name wrong? I hope I haven't. Or ideas for a show that we should be covering? We'll almost certainly be doing the big ones, but you never know. There may be others that we've missed. Let us know. I'd love to hear from you over on Twitter. You can find us at Previous Podcast, or just email us hello@previouslyon.co.uk. Previously On is presented by Jamie East and is a Daft Doris production.